What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. Last week, I talked about the Xbox Series S and the leak surrounding it. And of course, we talked about the Xbox Series X as well, comparing the two. I know some of you are big fans of the Series S, and listen, if you want to pick up a Series S, if that's the price point you want to pay, you don't have a 4K television, you're not worried about that kind of thing, I don't want to judge you for that. Like, if that's the console you're excited about, that's the console you should absolutely get. But I think the Series S is bad for the Xbox brand, and I want to explain why. So today on my Twitter timeline, I saw this tweet by IGN, and I'm just going to read it to you, and you tell me if this sentence makes sense to you. The Xbox Series S will not run Xbox One X enhanced versions of backwards compatible games, but will instead run Xbox One S versions of Xbox One and Xbox 360 titles. So that's a confusing title, and it shows the problem that I have with the current Xbox brand is that all of these titles are bad. This is kind of like a Wii U situation all over again. This is confusing. I mean, I know what that sentence means. You probably do too, because we are experts at video games, but the average consumer is not. What IGN is trying to say here is that the Series S will not run Xbox One X enhanced versions of games. Instead, it's going to take those older games and do something new with it that's compatible with the Series S, because the Series S is not an Xbox One X. It's different. And stuff like this makes it seem like the Series S is less powerful than the Xbox One X. And that's not necessarily true. They're very different systems. I mean, you've got ray tracing and other things on the Series S that you don't have with the Xbox One X. And ultimately, I think the Series S is a more desirable system than an Xbox One X would be, unless you have a 4K television and you don't care about the new generation of games. But again, that's not the problem. The problem is the naming is just horrible here, because we have an Xbox One S, then we have an Xbox One X, then we have an Xbox Series X and an Xbox Series S, and they're all just vastly different devices. And for your average consumer walking into a GameStop, they're going to need help. And unfortunately, the folks at GameStop will be able to help them, but they walk into a Target or a Walmart, there's no one there to help you. You're just good luck figuring it out. And the differences between a Series S and a Series X is a very big difference. We're seeing a very big power difference. The GPU power has a 12 teraflop output on the Series X with only a 4 teraflop output on the Series S for a $200 difference. And I think that's going to result in some people picking up the wrong Xbox, getting a less powerful one, and having a bad experience because they didn't know which one to buy. They saw one that was $200 cheaper, and ultimately, they're going to be disappointed with what they got. And then you have companies like IGN who's making things worse here by pointing out this difference in the way that they are. It's misleading. I think that even though the Series S is not as powerful as a Series X, it's still going to run a very decent version of backwards compatible games. As someone who willingly chooses the Series S over the Series X, they obviously don't have a 4K television. They don't care about 4K quality. They don't care about physical media. They're saving $200, and they're doing that knowingly that they're getting a less powerful system, and that's fine. There's no problem with choosing the less powerful system because you're budget conscious. The problem here comes down to the fact that it's a confusing series of names. Series, pun intended there. It's confusing to put this out in the world the way that they have, and I feel like it's damaging to the Xbox brand, and the brand is already damaged enough as it is. But as always, that's just one man's opinion. I could be wrong, and I know you're going to let me know down in the comment section below. Let me know, are you excited about the Series S? Are you excited about the Series X? Have you decided to save that money and put it into a PC instead, knowing that a lot of Xbox games will be coming to PC as well? Or are you holding out for the PlayStation 5? Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.